Hello and welcome to our weekly Genlock review and discussion on Anime Dumpster Dive. I'm your host, Jake H. I am joined by my co-host, Anthony.
Hooah! That's me going, hello!
And of course, and on these videos, Coby from Nerdblade.
I'm not familiar from my channel. Anthony, what language is hua? You said hua is me saying hello, but in what? No, you're not.
It's in fight language. It's in fight language.
Platypus. That's me saying hello. That doesn't count.
It's fighting mech language.
Mech for hello. Got it. That's all you say.
Anthony's just like super hyped after this episode.
My god.
Today we're going to be talking about episode 2 of Genlock.
Woo!
And Coby, I know, so on the last episode, you were saying that they put, that normally shows put a lot of their budget in the first and last episode of the series. I'd say that there's one sequence particular that makes me think that the budget might be spread out evenly throughout these episodes.
Yeah, I was wrong. That's chalk that up to one Cody's wrong. This episode looked probably, in my opinion, I thought a lot of this even better than the first episode. So,
oh my gosh, it's good.
So I was wrong. I'm glad I'm wrong.
I'm moving this to our first topic just because I really, really want to talk about it. The sequence I was mentioning was the fight sequence.
Yeah.
Between
spicy lady
Yasmin Madrani and Blaine's character.
Rob Blair.
Coby, what did you call him?
I called him the vanilla dude.
The vanilla dude.
All these people step out of the plane. They're all super interesting. It's like, there's that one. Like, that one's going to be the least interesting guy.
So he turns out to be like a Union spy, and he just goes on this amazing action sequence of punching everybody in the face.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's super hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at one point I was thinking, I was like, besides the nanobots hitting everybody, like, he's not really killing people. And then he broke that guy's neck. And then I went, okay, never mind.
Yeah, well, he shot those guys in the head, too.
Oh, yeah, he also shot those guys in the head.
He's nothing without his nanobots. Nope, he's still pretty effective.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Those nanobots.
And I was actually watching this with someone, and I said that this fight sequence might actually be my favorite Rooster Teeth fight sequence ever. And that's up against a lot of stuff from Ruby, and including some fight sequences in Red vs. Blue. And this is solely because a lot of this is grounded in reality. Like, a lot of this fight scene, it could happen. And that's why I loved it, like, the entire time. I'm just sitting there and going, oh my god. And then when those power suits start coming into play, even then, like, it's still pretty realistic. Like, they're not using them to, like, throw, like, pillars at each other. They're just using them to increase speed and to increase, like, strength. And like I said, I was just hyped the entire sequence.
Yeah, it's great use of space for, like, just in that room and for this fight scene itself, and it's well choreographed from start to finish. I mean, this fight scene was amazing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I can agree with that. What I don't agree with is I will say that it's one of my favorite fights, but Tex versus the entire roster of characters in Red versus Blue, still one of the best fights, probably of all time. So, but that being said, like, it's the choreography and just the whole sequence, like, between not only frickin' vanilla dudes and
yes, that's his name,
Sinclair.
Yay! There we go. Sinclair and Yasmin, right?
Yes.
And their fight scene, like, and then the transition to, like, being in front of the capsules to, like, hop in. I felt it was done so perfectly too. My only gripe is that you had this physical conflict going on between the fight, and then you had this emotional conflict between frickin' Dakota Fanny's character and Michael B. Jordan's character. It's like, oh man, do I want to go in there and say hello to my half destroyed boyfriend, or do I? Oh God, here's this guy.
What are you doing here?
like that was the thing too with that whole sequence. It seemed to just like continue, like it was just changing backdrop the entire time.
Yeah.
And that's really well done.
I liked the information that was revealed during it because you don't know you don't learn the way that they presented it was like we have a Union spy, and then like the commander was just like, yeah, I'm not anymore, like it's fine. Like, that's an interesting piece of backstory.
Yeah, Yasmin's like, she's like, I'm no longer a spy, and I was like, what?
What? What? And it's like the vanilla dude's like, nope, it's me. And he does this vanilla shooting, and then spits off. It's like, that's a cool way to present that information.
Yeah. And even in the elevator, when he takes Weller hostage, there's that, I laughed my ass off too, where like you get more Weller character development.
Yeah.
And some info dropping. Like, oh, wait a minute, you can't fake Genlock test results, so you can't possibly be like Sinclair.
Yeah, whoever sent him in there for that mission probably should have done more research.
Oh, absolutely. They sent that man to get freaking his brain scrambled.
Oh, yeah. Like, hey, man, John's been eating all my tofu out of the fridge. Yeah, let's send him on a mission. Yeah, let's go break into the Vanguard. That's a good one.
Shouldn't they recognize him right away if he doesn't look like Sinclair? Isn't this an advanced technological world we live in?
Yeah, right.
It's like, just because the picture... Dude, this is a 400-pound African-American dude in this Sinclair photo. We got this guy. It's like, so there's a red flag here.
Maybe
no, really, that's
maybe
me.
he got like facial prosthetics or something to look like, or like facial reconstruction to look like Sinclair.
So maybe the real Sinclair is still alive. Maybe.
That would explain why he's still in the opening.
Oh,
He's still in the opening.
I mean, he's in the opening, and I went, oh, okay, so he's going to be, like, maybe he doesn't get a mech, maybe he's not fully Genlock capable. Like, in a way, I'm right, because he wasn't fully Genlock compatible, but he dies, and I'm like, oh, why is he in the opening, then?
Oh, seriously, yeah.
Because he's a clone.
You think he's a clone?
I think he's if he's still in the opening, then he has to be.
He has to be a clone?
Or unless he's either a clone or the real Sinclair police needs to stand up, but I guess we'll see.
God. You know, that also explains why Weller was completely, like, okay with the whole situation. He goes, well, this guy's clearly going to try to steal a holo or whatever they call them. Holon.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work. Because, like, that was like something that irked me at first, because I was like, why is he not more panicked? Like, this guy's trying to steal his, like, life's work. And it's like, well, because it's not going to work.
At first, because I thought, because it played into my theory last week that Weller's actually a bad guy, but then because like he stepped out of that elevator really obliviously, like he should have read that room a little better. And it was like, oh, so this is all part of their plan. It was like, nope, in the elevator, I guess it clearly shows he's not part of the Union. There's still hope for my theory, though. I'm still holding on to it.
A throwaway line that was probably my favorite line in the episode was when he goes, you know you're aiming a gun at the most intelligent, like, most important mind in the war, right? And he looks at him and he goes, oh, me. Oh, she's clearly aiming at you.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of cool quips in this one. Dr. Weller. I think humor is a really endearing character trait. That's a really good way to get us on a character's side. When characters aren't funny, or at least even, and I understand all characters can't be funny, but there's something about funny characters that you're just, I think, more attached to. So like Dr. Weller has obviously shot up on my list of favorite characters just because I from his humor, I know more about him than at least I do from the other pilots at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, Anthony, you brought it up earlier, so this will be a good transition to this and talking about some other characters. Miranda and Chase finally talk after like seeing each other last episode and him being dead for 4 years, and how he's not dead, he's very much alive, but like half of him.
Well,
yeah, right. He's half alive, which makes for an interesting character. Because, like, I was wondering if he was, like, a computer program, and maybe they're going to have to teach him to love. But, no, he's alive. It's just his mind projecting through holograms. And so, we get their interaction, and so my question for you guys is this earned? Like, we really don't know their like, from that first episode, we really didn't get a lot of their relationship, and like this episode makes it seem like they were dating for a really long time, and he never responded, and so we kind of have this tension. So what are your guys' thoughts on it? Like, is it earned? Are you guys rooting for him, or like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, to call back to the first episode, like when they are, I think it's like right after the alarm sounds, and then like go, or like right before the alarm sounds, they're like getting ready to embrace, and Michael B. Jordan says something along the lines of like, well, they haven't told us to stop yet. So it's like, that leads me to believe that, you know, their relationship probably is relatively new-ish, you know, probably somewhere close to like 6 months or a year. I mean, like, that being said, am I rooting for it? I guess. Yeah, I guess. I felt like the dialogue was a little predictable, though it doesn't mean that it wasn't, like, very heartfelt, or, you know, that scene itself wasn't, like, I don't know, satisfying in a sense. It's like, well, this is just removing a lot of unnecessary conflict, and I think that they did that in a very effective manner. Like, I would hate for that whole episode to be focused on Miranda and Chase's, like, this turmoil between them and this lover's quarrel. Like, I would hate that. So, and I was very, very much so satisfied with how they went about it. So I thought that it was pretty good. But like I said, the dialogue for me felt a little predictable at points. It was like, well, she's going to probably bring up the fact that he didn't try and contact her. It's like, well, he didn't have legs. So
he couldn't walk to a phone. Okay.
Just locked away. You're selfish. I'm dead.
I'm technically a zombie.
What about my legs? What about my legs? Okay.
You're not here. I am here. And then he does like a teleportation thing. It kind of proves he's not.
Exactly.
For me...
Go ahead.
I was just like, for me, I know why they're doing this. You need a human element to a show like this, and like kind of a relationship is a good way. When you ask, does it feel earned? I'm gonna say no, just because I'm not invested in their relationship. I understand it's like it's going to be the backbone of these 8 episodes is their reconciliation, but I think I would have, just because we don't know their relationship, just because all we've had is just a few minutes in the opening to establish their connection. If these 4 years that passed, that she's not really sad or attached, she's distant. I think I would have liked that a little more, because that she's moved on from him, and it's not an emotional reconciliation, but it's one of just like, oh, we had a special thing a long time ago, but that was a long time ago and I've moved on. Let's go from there, and then use that as the foundation to build out in these next 6 episodes why we should care about these two getting back together. But asking us to be invested in about their relationship right now is way too early, because we've only spent like cumulatively a total of just 10 minutes with just this relationship. That's not enough to really, at least in my opinion, to be invested in. I don't know, maybe you feel differently, Jake.
Oh no, I absolutely agree. The weird part was, like, when he like came back, I was kind of hoping that Miranda would almost like you said, kind of like reject him, like be like, well, like, you've been, not be mad that he hasn't contacted her in like 4 years, but be like you said, moved on. And next to David Tennant, Dakota Fanning for me is my favorite voice actor so far in the series,
easily,
and so she's killing it. And so I think that she could have definitely projected like emotional lines as such, and so So I'm a little disappointed that they're going like a very predictable route with their romance. Who knows? I could be absolutely wrong. Like next episode, like Chase could be like, hey, you know what? I actually moved on. I started dating like the Chrome app, and so that's pretty great.
It's pretty great. She meets all my needs.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, I actually got my legs back, so I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah. I'm going to use my legs to walk away.
Yeah. I'm a hologram. I can go anywhere.
I'd say that, like, just to real quick, I just want to kind of throw this in too, because Coby brought up a really good point of like how this contention, in certain circumstances in other shows, particularly like the Rick Grimes, like I did not want Michael B. Jordan's character to be Rick Grimes, like where he comes back from the dead, boom, his wife already has another boyfriend, boom, big surprise. Like that's just unnecessary contention, and that's something that I feel like is just they effectively take care of in the story. So
yeah.
This episode we also got introduced to the other Genlock pilots, I'm guessing they all are good at being Genlock compatible because they're
all spies.
They're all in the opening, but who knows? That doesn't mean anything apparently. So we get introduced to Kazu Ida, who is voiced by Koichi Yamadera, who, fun fact, is the original voice actor for Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop, if either of you guys have watched that. We get introduced to Valentina Romanishin, I believe that's how you pronounce it. In my defense, Dr. Weller also has problems pronouncing her name. And she is voiced by Asia Kate Dillon. And then the biggest name, at least for me, out of these three, we also get introduced to Cammy McLeod, voiced by Macy Williams, who is Scottish? Irish?
Scottish. Yeah.
And I didn't, for me, not really being familiar with the other two, I'm kind of familiar with the Spike Spiegel voice actor. I thought all of them were good. I thought all of them were pretty great. I didn't really think that was Macy Williams. I
didn't either. I was like, who's Macy Williams voicing? Is it this girl? Wow.
And again, kind of sad because Michael B. Jordan talked more in this episode. Did good. Did good. But still kind of seems like he's getting overshadowed by the other voice actors.
Yeah, he's doing good with what he got. I want him to have a big emotional moment, something that really gets me invested into Chase's mindset. Besides, because we just see the animation Chase looks sad and it's drawn that way, but I want to hear it in his voice and about his circumstance. But maybe that's intentional. Maybe he's supposed to be a little robotic. Robotic. So yeah, he's not bad. He's just everyone else is just doing a really good, a really really good job.
Right.
Who's your guys' favorite out of the new pilots? Come on, that was coming. Everyone knew that was coming.
I stick with the. I hope that Maisie Williams. I hope her character. What was her name? Daisy McLeod or something like that. Cassie McLeod.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
fun.
I hope she's in.
You hope she's in? Sorry.
In the bunny mech.
In the bunny mech soon.
She has to be.
She has to be. She has the bunny ears.
It's not going to be.
It's Ida-san. That's his.
Yeah, right.
The guy who's Spike's voice actor's name. What's his name?
Spike's voice actor. His name is.
Or at least his character name. Character name.
Ida. Kazu Ida.
Ida. Yeah, it's not going to be Ida in the bunny mech.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something. I don't think I like Macy Williams' character as much, just because smart hacker characters. I've seen a lot of them. And I've seen a lot of stoic, silent characters like Ida, who my prediction is that he's going to die and give himself because he's the one because the silent ones are the ones we're most invested in. So I'm going to give it to the Russian. She's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. We didn't. I know she wasn't one of the names I listed, but this episode made me really like Yasmin more. The second Genlock pilot. The one who gets in the fight with Sinclair.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the one who's like the spy.
Former spy.
She's great.
I'm like, I want to see more of her. That's gonna be she's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. I want to see more of her.
I agree.
You know who I don't like though? I don't like what's his name, Miguel. I don't care about his mechanic friend.
You know, it's
I
funny.
was hoping we were at the whole episode and we weren't going to bring this up.
Okay, so
I was hoping.
So, I don't, Coby. Fun fact: Miguel is voiced by Miles Luna, who also voiced Jean Arc in Ruby, who is possibly one of the most not liked characters. And I felt the same way. It's nothing against Miles as a person. I just don't think he plays characters I like.
Yeah, he's not interesting. The fun comic relief side friend in this Miguel is just there's so many other interesting characters.
Exactly. I'd rather have them spend more time on other characters.
Yeah. Here's a little tinfoil, just a little tinfoil for your hat, Coby. His nickname is Crumbs, right? And I was reading this on the Rooster Teeth subreddit, so I have to give credit to them. But basically, Monty had once told a story in one of his journals a long, long time ago that his family, as a nickname, used to call him Crumbs. So this, I was hoping that somebody was saying that like it might be kind of a throwback, but Monty was he was an Asian guy and not a Hispanic mechanic. So who knows? Throwback or not?
Or I guess we'll see.
Reference maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
Another I guess fun fact here is on the plane when the pilots are getting there. What's her name? The one I can't pronounce.
Yeah. Oh, Valentina.
Valentina says like, "Oh, like this is a war you can't win," and Sinclair goes, "If you think that, then why are you here?" And Cammy turns around and goes, "Well, that's just one of life's great questions, isn't it?" And that's a direct quote from Red vs. Blue, from the first episode of Red vs. Blue.
Oh, that's fun.
And so
yeah.
I'm like, I like how they do that. They constantly reference their old stuff. Like, I get that this show is for like everybody, but I like that they kind of sneak in Rooster Teeth references in their media to kind of just give like hardcore fans of theirs like those things to be like, that's for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'd say too. Like, I just want to credit. I want to credit the voice actors here too, and also the job that Rooster Teeth is doing in recruiting these voice actors. Like, all things considered, in the not last season, but the last 2 seasons of RWBY, we got introduced to having Vic Mignogna on one of our shows. Like, that's huge, you know.
And Josh Grelle was on RWBY.
Yep, and Josh Grelle was in RWBY as well. So I mean, like, I'm excited to see where this kind of goes. You know, as far as as the animation studio grows, like that, to me is something I am extremely looking forward to.
It's definitely a big gamble, I guess, in terms of just because there's so much content and options for streaming out there that Rooster Teeth decided to, okay, we're going to invest probably a lot of more money than we need to in big names, because we need big names to draw people in. It's exactly how Netflix started in terms Netflix with House of Cards. That was like, it's Orange is the New Black, House of the New Cards was like its original show. So you get Kevin Spacey to be in one of your first original shows, and then you build your audience off that. This is something very similar, because sure, like RWBY and Red vs. Blue have fans and a dedicated following base, but this is them really trying to break into more mainstream things. Like, I'm seeing reviews on this on like all the sites, like on all the review sites that I frequent. So they're really pushing to be out there, and it's a big gamble because it didn't work in terms of like Yahoo Screen, where they brought they tried to get into the streaming game by buying a high profile Community at the time, and that show crashed and burned on the online screening format. So it's a big risk, and hopefully it pays out and we get more content like this, that they're able to attract more names for more shows and get more funding for whatever needs to be done. How much is a Rooster Teeth subscription?
First members are for $10. No, it's $30 for an entire year.
Yeah, you can do
okay.
They have different plans. I think I need to just change to the freaking $30 a year one, because every month I get a little ting on my account, and it's like, what's that? Oh, Rooster Teeth first. I'm like, I am paying way too much.
You should do that now, because with this sort of thing, it's like and to buy for the year, because these are the type of things that cause price hikes.
Yep.
after
That's the truth. So that's another thing too. Like, for any convention goers as well, like this is probably going to be one of the most packed RTXs of the ever, probably.
Can you imagine a Genlock panel if they get even like half the voice actors?
We're screwed. We're never getting in.
If they get Michael B. Jordan to show up to a Genlock panel, I'm just gonna freaking pull out my phone and watch it there.
I'll watch the
gonna be too much.
I'll watch the Twitch. I'll watch the Twitch stream or whatever what do they stream on? I don't know. They stream on something.
They stream on something. I just watch the stream of the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like these first 2 episodes have been stellar. Like, it makes me definitely excited for to watch more of where the show's going to progress. some of the questions that we had last year about why the Union's bad still haven't been answered, but I'm expecting an info dump coming up. Like, with especially with Yasmin being a former spy, I bet something is going to have to come up. Like, why was she part of the Union to begin with? And so, we'll see.
What do they want? Those nanotechs are awesome. They should use those on everybody.
Exactly. They can be the shape of a coin and be completely undetectable by everything.
Yeah,
How
right?
are they not already dead?
Yeah, he could have killed... Why didn't he just kill everybody in that facility and take the Genlock?
Exactly. Why steal one when you can kill everyone there and take all of them?
Because you can't... There's been no defense against the nanites, have there?
The EMP that they released.
Yeah, yep. EPM, isn't that what they called it, though?
An impum?
I don't know what they called it. Who knows?
Fun fact, the other pilot in the pilot episode, I believe, was Lindsay Jones, voice of Ruby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Cool.
And so I also think that was a little thing to trick fans, because I'm sure when they heard her talk, they went, that's the voice actress of Ruby. She's going to be a big part. And then she exploded. And then they went, oh, never mind.
No, that's not.
And again, same thing with this, is Sinclair's voiced by Blaine, who's also a Rooster Teeth employee. So I'm sure they, like, oh, okay, so Blaine's, like, he's voiced by Blaine, so he's going to be, like, the guy they can keep on and use for, oh, no, never mind. His brain got melted.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
I'm sad we didn't get at least a robot fight, because Michael B. Jordan was, like, all stoked.
He was ready
for the robot fight. He's like, which one? Which one are you going to get in?
Which one?
Well,
yeah, and then he's still waiting there to this day.
Which leads me to believe that even though we watch his character die, like, there's a little bit of, like, I don't know, how do I want to word this? I've got a little bit of suspicion that it did go through, and his consciousness was pulled, but his physical body died.
So you think, like, his consciousness is floating around in, like, their computers?
Yeah, or in one of the mechs.
Okay.
Anthony, that's a crazy theory. Here's my theory. Weekend at Bernie's.
We're hitting our hot take section of
Yay, all right, yeah.
There's Anthony's hot take. Coby.
That's hilarious.
Weekend at Bernie's, you say.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Because the program only has funding because these 5 pilots got in. So they can't tell the bosses in charge that one of them was a spy threatening to destroy everything. So they have to put some sunglasses on him and hop him up with some nanites and be like, this is the real Sinclair. He's fighting all these robots. That's my hot take.
All right. I'm doubling down on the one I had last week. That Chase's mom is working for the Union. Because when Sinclair walks into the room and he sees, like, Chase's half body, he goes, like, the boss is going to want to, like, the boss will be real interested in this or something like that. Like,
yeah, he says, I have somebody that would be really interested in seeing this.
So I think, again, Chase's mom. That's my double down.
And the way that they foreshadowed it is because the Union aren't shadowy figures. They're everyday people, like the guy in that first episode who flashed his Union badge. They're not a big shadowy organization. They're everyone. They're us. They're all around. They're normal people.
At the end of these videos, I wonder which one of us is going to be the Union member.
I've been had. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Anthony's been flipping that coin this whole discussion. I'm
the whole
curious.
time.
I'm a little speculative.
The whole time.
All right. Well, I guess that wraps up everything I'd like to talk about. Anything you guys like to mention before we go?
The show's awesome.
Awesome. I'm excited for episode 3.
Good, cool. Thank you for listening. You can find more of our content here on Anime Dumpster Dive. I forgot to do this last episode. And Coby is over on the Nerd Blaze. Coby, what do you guys do over there?
Over at Nerd Blaze, we do episode reviews, weekly reviews of anime. We also have a podcast, Anime Ricochet, where we go in-depth about sports anime. Talk a lot about cool content. Check us out.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.
See you next loop.
See you next look. See you next Genlock. That was the wrong thing.
I like that. Coby, he keeps you on your bullshit, Jake.
Coby kicks my ass whenever he's on.
Love you, Jake. Yeah, that's funny.
Hello, and welcome to our weekly Genlock review and discussion. Oh, let the good times roll. Fuck me. Damn it.
That's a really weird name.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
guys.
it was.
All right. The ending of every episode during the like recommended videos thing is just going to be me cussing, not being able to introduce these videos.
Why is that 4 hours long?
They stopped talking about it at 40 minutes. At 30 minutes. All right. Here we go again. Hello, and welcome to our weekly Genlock review and discussion on Anime Dumpster Dive. I said Genlock. I did it. I had it right. I had it right.
That's it. I'm doing it.
No.
That's it. I'm doing it.
Fine, you can. Fine. Count us down.